Hey, good morning, everybody. This is John Stevenson. I've been asked to basically tell my story about why I have so much faith in on passive and what what took me to this point. So, I think what I want to do is just basically start at the very beginning. Back about 4 decades ago, I started doing nutrition sales online. Well, that we weren't online back then, but I did nutrition sales and built organizations in the network marketing industry. And I experienced some success, and I've been one of those guys that's been on the stage and had the big checks shown and all that. But the thing that bothers me, and it bothered me back then, and it still bothers me to this very well, it doesn't bother me anymore because I know what's happening with On Passive. But I had people in my organization that they couldn't do what I was doing, no matter how hard they tried. And it wouldn't make any difference how long they worked at it. It just didn't. It just didn't come for them. And so I started to really dislike the idea that there's going to be a certain number of people that cannot survive under that kind of program. All they're doing is they're collecting an auto ship every month and shipping you product, and you get further and further behind. You're laying out more money than you're taking in, and after a while, if you can't at least get your product paid for, you'll be dropping out, and that's exactly what happens. And you try and explain that to the corporation, try and explain to the company, and they have no answer for the problem. Well, that's because there is no answer. You can't, everybody's unique in their own way. We have certain God-given talents that were given to us, and we can't reproduce ourselves in another person, no matter how hard we try. So, along about 14 months ago, one of my uh, one of my very trusted friends, Pastor Steve Beauvais, called me and said, "John, I want you to join an organization." I said, "What kind of organization are we talking about?" He says, "It's like nothing you've ever heard of before." He says, "It has to do with internet communications. It's an IT company." And I says, "Tell me more about what do you mean an IT company?" He says, "Well, there's a man over there in Florida that's figured out a way to build software programs, and he's building an organization of very gifted, talented people around him that are producing products, and these products are software products, meaning they don't come in a box, and you can't see the you can't see the color of the fluid, and it's not a drink, and it's not a shake that you're going to be making up, and it's not a pill that you're going to be selling to somebody." He says this is a software program that you're going to introduce them into it, and if they join, what they're going to find out is they can make money without ever actively participating in anything. I said, "Well, what do you mean?" I said, he says, "Just what I said." He says, "I want you to start listening to some of the seminars that are going on, and then get back with me and let me know if this is anything that interests you, or you want to learn more about it, or whatever the case is." And I said to him, "Well, what does it actually cost?" He says, "John, it costs $97. That's it." I said, "Whoa, that's cheap." He says, "Yes, it is." So why don't you get on the internet and start learning and start understanding what this company is and things like that. Now that was 14 months ago. Yeah, it took me. I'm going to tell you, it took me at least 6 months of. I wasted 6 months of time. What happened was that I went to the seminars right off the bat, and I started to click on there and listen to them. Didn't understand a single word that they were talking about. They talked about things that I've never heard before. I didn't know what. Oh my! I didn't know what capture pages were. I've never heard of what coding is, and the list just goes on and goes on and goes on. On top of that, I found out that the IT people, they create words that I've never heard before, and they do it in the form of initials. So all of a sudden you're hearing these things about TOPO and all kinds of different expressions. And so you're getting more confused because they're speaking a language that you don't understand. And the reason for that is you got to understand, especially in my generation. I'm rapidly approaching. I'm 79 years old. I'm I'm a year away from being 80, and I basically had slowed down tremendously because of a health issue that I have to face. And I, I I listened to what Steve had to say, and there was something inside of me that just sort of said, "Slow down, John. Listen to what he's saying. Do what he says. You need to hear this." So I did, and then after, like I say, after about 6 months, guess what? It started to make some sense. I started to understand what the company wanted to do. And why they needed the $97 is because they've got a tremendous amount of expense that they're faced with. And they're going to use your money in order to pay for their their need for expertise. And they have attracted, get a load of this, they have attracted 1 million people. So now I want you to do the math. You take 1 million and multiply it. Let's just say it's $100. So if you have 1 million people and they paid you $1 million and it's all in cash, how much money have you got? That's right, $100 million. That's why the company has got 200 techs right now. We're going to change that number to 400. In fact, it's already going on. And the total employment numbers right now that they have is 700 people. 1,000 founders. Now listen to this. This is careful. This is what makes sense. The founders are holding a position like a business partner. You ever watch lawyers and what they do? When lawyers become successful, let's say they make big scores, okay? They take on a new partner because that partner's brought them so much volume. If they don't give him a piece of the action, he'll walk away and start his own firm. And by the way, that's true. That's true with a lot of industries. Look at the real estate industry. Usually, they have 1 or 2 people that are powerheads at the top of the brokerage chain. And then what happens is salesmen and licensed brokers start falling underneath them, and they pay an override, and they pay the override to the top broker. And I imagine the top broker's got to lay out some money to the franchise holder that he's got hold of. And it's typical. This is what capitalism is. And so it's not anything to be ashamed of. It's just the way the world works. Now what's happening is that this $100 million that you're paying in there, and allows them to grow and allows them to do things that they couldn't do without your funds. And all of a sudden you start to realize that, okay, what's the benefits? What's in it for me? You've got my money. You've done your thing with it. Now, what's in it for me? Well, first of all, you're going to share in the profits because you're a partner in the company. Yeah. I mean, this is no longer a auto ship program with you got to hit a quota and maintain auto ship and all times and worry about your customers doing the same thing. This is entirely different. You become a partner with the company. This is part your business. 51% of the profits that are made by this corporation, and it's a limited liability corporation, registered in well over 200 locations right now, and greatly approved by everybody that's examined them. I mean, we got everything's on the up and up. It's not a scam. Our competitors would like to call us a scam and get away with it, but they're scared. They're worried, and they should be worried because I tell you what, a new technology change is going to happen to the internet that's going to make it. It will never be the same, and it's happening very fast, and it's coming at us very quickly. You're going to see it. I would predict you're going to see it in the next 30 days. And you're going to see things happen that you didn't even believe could happen. You know how big Google is? Well, we happen to have a product that goes right after what Google is. And we We call it a different name because it's our origination. It's high tech. It's less expensive to own, and it's more functional, and it's more secure. That's why customers are going to come and want to be a member of OnPassive. So I guess what I'm trying to say in short language is, if you haven't got serious, if you want to make wealth, and I'm talking real wealth, I'm not talking about $500 a month or even $2,000 a month. I'm talking about wealth that will be passed on from you to your children and to your children's children. Take a good look at what we're doing, because it's about ready to pop. And there's only a few more days left that you can actually join this company for that $97. I mean, the window of opportunity is quickly closing. It will no longer be available to a lot of people, and that's a shame. What will be available to them is that they can become my customer or your customer, whatever, and participate in using our products, but they're going to pay for every one of them. You see, the founders don't pay for their products. They're guaranteed for life that they can use every product that's created by the company for free. So you got a massive amount of free product to work with, meaning that someone's going to design your website, corporate's going to design your website. They're going to do all the things that have to be done because they know how to do it better than you do. You know, you don't have to learn to be a pilot to set on an airplane. Well, you don't have to understand software in order to market software. All you have to do is open up your mouth and share the information with the people that you know. Share what you know, send them to the seminars, help them get videos so they can watch what's being said, and you'll be fine. You're going to build an organization like you can't believe. I'm not going to take any more of your time. You guys be safe and take care. Bye-bye.